We're going to be moving on to a guy who just became a free agent, Bobby Lashley. But it's not to talk about his contract status or kind of his comments pertaining to WWE or the lack thereof. Totally Harmless Concept, which is a company owned by MVP. Totally Harmless Concept LLC filed a trademark on the Hurt Syndicate after Bobby Lashley became a free agent. Now, this can apply to multiple things. This can apply to a new faction. And I mean, they've been very vocal about wanting the Hurt business to be revived in WWE. It seems like this IP is going to be brought into another wrestling company and seen as a faction. So I want to know how you feel about this. Number one, if it can be successful in another wrestling company. And if you were to pick one guy outside of WWE to be a new member of this faction, who would it be?
If they had a booker over there, this would be great for AEW. I say that because obviously y'all see the product every week, so they wouldn't even know what to do with this. I mean, obviously you'll let MVP and Bobby Lashley come up with the concepts because that's what they let all the workers do. You just do whatever you want. So if they do whatever they want and get allowed TV time, because that's the other factor with AEW. If I like you, I give you TV time, Britt Baker. If I don't like you, you won't get no TV time. Everybody else. But if they were given TV time for this, with that name involved, they could put Leo Rush in it. Powerhouse Hobbs ain't doing nothing. They can get him. Scorpio Sky, they can get him as well. Just everybody that's not doing anything, which is 98% of their workers, you can get them involved because Syndicate is bigger than a business. Syndicate sounds like heels. It sounds like some guys that's, is Syndicate. So it sounds very dark. And I think, no pun intended. So I think they definitely should go that route. If they go to Japan, because MVP was in that going to Japan, probably do the same thing just because New Japan and AEW have that, the camaraderie with each other. But I think this definitely works. More than likely they go into AEW because again it's Tony Khan. I got a checkbook. I'm with some old WWE guys, and we're gonna talk about that as well. Come through. But again, they got to be able to let them cook and be on TV because if they do it, it'll instantly be the most indicating, the most entertaining thing in AEW by default. And also, you'll get people that look like us to watch again.
Heavy on that. I would say Leo Rush is a good selection, like you said. Scorpio Sky is a good selection, like you said. Another wrestler to consider in the AEW Ring of Honor pipeline is Lee Moriarty. I think that he is someone who is super technically sound, and depending on his presentation, is someone that you can kind of integrate into that business mob boss kind of heel kind of type of faction. If they were to go to Impact Wrestling, if they were to work with TNA on some stuff, I could see a guy like a Jonathan Gresham being a part um, of a faction like that. Once again, it's just about like placement. I don't know who they would incorporate from New Japan though. I don't know who they would tap into for that role, but I do believe that as far
Bad
as the
luck.
success, who
And bad luck, Fele.
bad luck Fale.
From
But here's the thing:
yeah.
it depends on who. If they tap into AEW and they get an enforcer from AEW, um, I think that what you call it. Yeah, I think that if they get somebody from AEW, like if they get like a powerhouse Hobbs from AEW, then there's no need for a bad luck Fale
Yeah.
because powerhouse Hobbs would automatically fill the enforcer role. That's another thing too with factions. It's about roles. It's not about how much talent you have. It's about the talent you have, but it's also about the roles that they fulfill. So it's like if you have a powerhouse Hobbs who is the enforcer, you don't want to get like 2 to 3 other big guys unless you're trying to form a tag team, right? But I don't think that they would want to do that. Um, but I do believe that they could thrive. I think that if this were to be, I feel like you said, this would actually be perfect for AEW because it seems like MVP and Bobby kind of have a vision of what they know, what they want to do, and I feel like Tony Khan would allow them to be that. But you know, we'll see what happens with that. But let us know about how you feel about the Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt Business, whatever you want to call them. Let us know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching the Culture 316 podcast. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you guys can stay up to date with all upcoming videos and events pertaining to Culture 316.